Have you ever heard of farmers digging massive trenches around their crops to stop wild boars? Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But it's real. In the heart of the countryside, across rural Brazil and beyond, frustrated farmers have started taking matters into their own hands. They've watched helplessly as wild boars turned months of hard work into nothing but trampled fields and shredded stalks. Electric fences failed, traps were expensive, poisons were dangerous. And so, they went old school. They turned to the earth itself for protection. The concept is brutally simple but surprisingly clever. Farmers began carving deep, wide ditches, some almost like miniature canyons, around their plantations. The idea is straightforward. When a wild boar approaches, it finds a sudden drop-off it can't climb down safely, nor leap across. If it tries, it slips, falls, and quickly realizes it's stuck. Some manage to scramble out, but most don't even bother. They turn back to the forest, confused and defeated. At first, even other farmers laughed, saying things like, "Digging moats like it's medieval times?" But the laughter faded once results started coming in. Fields once destroyed, every harvest suddenly began thriving. Farmers shared videos and photos showing the trenches full of footprints, evidence that the boars tried but failed to invade. The ditches worked. In some places, these defensive trenches have grown to astonishing sizes. Imagine a massive ring of dirt surrounding entire farms, kilometers long, sometimes deep enough to swallow a small tractor tire. From above, they look like scars etched into the land, reminders of a long, ongoing war between man and beast. But make no mistake, this is a battle of survival. Every grain, every stalk of corn represents months of sweat, money, and hope. Wild boars aren't pests, they're invaders. They move in tight groups, tearing through fields in coordinated chaos. In just one night, a single sounder of wild boars can destroy what took a farmer half a year to grow. Corn, cassava, sugarcane. It doesn't matter. Nothing stands a chance. They uproot plants, eat the seeds, knock down stalks, and even dig through soil searching for roots. And when they're done eating, they trample everything else just for fun. It's not only crops that suffer. Wild boars have attacked livestock, torn through fences, and even caused car accidents while crossing rural roads at night. They carry diseases that can spread to domestic pigs, threatening entire farms. In regions like southern and southeastern Brazil, a single night of wild boar damage can mean thousands of dollars lost. For a small farmer, that can be the difference between survival and bankruptcy. So, the trenches became a line of defense, a silent guardian standing between destruction and survival. Most are between 1 and 1.5 meters deep, but some go even deeper. The steeper the sides, the harder it is for the animal to escape. And unlike fences, these barriers don't rust, don't short-circuit, and don't get knocked down. Once dug, they just sit there, quietly doing their job day and night. Still, This approach isn't without challenges. Digging a trench like that is no small task. It takes heavy machinery, excavators, fuel, operators, and lots of planning. On large farms, the cost per meter can go beyond $2. And when you multiply that by tens of kilometers, the number climbs fast. Some farmers have reported spending over $100,000 to protect their crops. But when the alternative is losing an entire harvest, the math starts to make sense. Then there's maintenance. After heavy rains, these trenches can turn into muddy rivers or fill with debris. Without proper drainage systems, the walls erode, and what used to be a sharp drop turns into a gentle slope, perfect for boars to cross again. That's why some farmers add stone linings, wooden reinforcements, or simple drainage channels to keep their trenches functional year-round. It's hard work, but it's the kind that pays off in silence. Of course, there are risks. Tractors have fallen in, workers have stumbled during night shifts, vehicles have gotten stuck trying to cross poorly marked sections. So now, experienced farmers make sure to mark their trenches clearly with posts, flags, or reflective tape. They build small wooden bridges or culverts for safe passage. Over time, the trenches become part of the landscape, a permanent line of defense etched into the land like a protective scar. And the war doesn't stop with wild boars. Other creatures, like the hybrid Java porco, a cross between wild boars and domestic pigs, have made the problem even worse. These hybrids are stronger, faster, and smarter. They can jump higher, dig deeper, and survive longer without food or water. Some regions report herds of over 200 animals moving together, ripping through entire plantations in a single night. It's like watching a dark wave of destruction sweep across the land. Farmers can only stand by and hope their trenches hold. Then there are capybaras. Yes, the same gentle-looking animals often seen lounging by rivers. But when food is scarce, they turn into relentless grazers, eating young crops down to the root. Once a group finds a field, they settle in, eating non-stop and turning fertile soil into a barren wasteland. In some areas, farmers have begun using the same trench method against them too. When the ground is bare, new problems emerge. Weed growth, insect infestations, anthills, even erosion. What starts as an animal invasion quickly becomes an ecological mess. That's why prevention, not reaction, has become the golden rule. Farmers now combine trenches with motion sensors. night patrols, and even drones to watch their fields. Technology and old-school hard work, side by side. Still, it's not all gloom. In many regions, this movement has united rural communities. Neighbors come together to dig trenches along shared borders. Cooperatives rent machinery collectively, reducing costs. Local governments are beginning to notice, and in some areas, they're even offering subsidies for defensive trench construction. Slowly, this crazy idea is turning into recognized agricultural policy. And as word spreads, others around the world are paying attention. From Texas to Thailand, countries facing wild boar overpopulation are looking for low-tech, sustainable defenses. What started in rural Brazil may soon become a global example of how ingenuity and hard work can outsmart even the toughest animal. So the next time you see a field with a strange ditch running around it, you'll know it's not erosion or construction. It's a farmer fighting back. If you've watched till now, then you're one of the few who truly understand the battle behind every crop, every harvest, every meal that reaches the table. Out here, survival isn't guaranteed, it's earned. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this story with someone who loves the countryside as much as you do. Because these are the real stories, the ones that don't make headlines, but define the backbone of our world. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and keep your eyes on the fields. The battle for the land never truly ends.